But essentially, we're going to try and create a new LEP from a new beginning. Two local authorities, both very keen on establishing a private public sector partnership with the private sector. We hope to capitalise on the huge industrial heartland that we've got in Hull and on the north bank of the estuary, which contains significant assets in renewable and clean energy and also around decarbonisation. The recent announcement of the free ports also allows the rest of Yorkshire to benefit from the significant investment that will go into the free ports on both sides of the estuary, and will hopefully give the rest of Yorkshire a competitive trading advantage.
During our two-day conference at Welcome to Yorkshire, we're promoting Yorkshire as a place to visit, which is ultimately our aim as a destination management organisation, but also a place to live, work and study. We believe that if we can bring people into the county, and bear in mind with 5.5 million people, we can all prosper. And I think over the last year, James, we've seen that the visitor economy isn't just people that are coming into the region for holidays or day trips. It's people that live and work here like you and I. And I think working in collaboration with local enterprise partnerships and local authorities and the private sector gives us the chance to dig ourselves out of what coronavirus has brought. Would you agree that working in collaboration is the quickest and best route out of this?
Certainly. I mean, East Riding and even Hull have significant visitor attractions, and obviously the East Coast is open to the rest of Yorkshire. So the beauty spots at Flamborough Head and Bridlington in the north and Withensea in the south and an awful lot in between, hopefully will and the Wolds and visitor attractions like the Deep and the Museum of Transport will just bring people to the region as much as they used to do before they started to go abroad.
And the name Hull and East Yorkshire is exactly that. It says what it is on the tin. Hull, an international city. You mentioned the Freeport, and a great place to come and study, live and work. But also in terms of the East Riding and East Yorkshire itself, a wonderful part of the county of Yorkshire. And we believe, again, that we should celebrate our differences, but also our commonalities. And again, I think that's something that the 4 regional LEPs can do. All distinct parts of the region, from Sheffield City region, you know, the Leeds City region, the North and Yorkshire, North York and North Yorkshire LEP, and then yourselves in East Yorkshire, a really vibrant part of the world that we should really celebrate. And do you think we need to do a better job in selling East Yorkshire to Yorkshire first and foremost, but then the rest of the country and perhaps the world?
I think in all areas they will always say they can do better. I know my future colleagues on both Hull and East Riding councils would certainly like to see more visitors. Obviously, Hull had the City of Culture a few years ago, from which the region benefited significantly. And I know that East Riding is particularly keen to be able to open up its resorts and leisure attractions to as many people as possible. I think one of the improvements that we can make as a county is to make sure that the connectivity, whether that be rail or road, is important. There is great connectivity into South Yorkshire and into West Yorkshire, but not so great connectivity into East Yorkshire, apart from one road, which is the M62. There needs to be better connectivity, certainly to the coasts, that we can benefit from in East Yorkshire.
As part of our conference over the past couple of days, we've spoken to some really influential business leaders from East Yorkshire. Thomas Martin, chairman of ARCO, one of the biggest employers in the region, but also he explained that, you know, during the coronavirus pandemic, he's employed the services of 10 jumbo jets to bring in PPE from all over the world. And this is a story that's specific to Hull and East Yorkshire, but it's actually relevant across the region, relevant across the country, and relevant across the world. And then James Mackenzie at the Pipe and Glass, one of our 7 Michelin star restaurants in the region. So it's very much a part of the world where people can work and live, but also enjoy wonderful food, heritage, hospitality and culture. It's a hidden gem, actually, that Thomas Martin was saying that he didn't want too many people to know about, but actually we want as many people in the world to know about to attract inward investment, don't we?
Well, I know Thomas. He was chairman of the panel that recruited me to this role, so we know each other very well, and I'm sure he is a great advocate for the region, as are many of the others. And as you say, the Pipe and Glass is not far away from where I live, so I'm a regular there, and there are plenty of others in Yorkshire, and there are plenty of other attractions. We just need to make the best of it, and try and make sure that we can persuade people to come north rather than going southwest, which certainly people from London tend to do.
Yeah, and I think one of the other ways that we can work in collaboration with all LEPs, and in particular yourselves, is if we think about sport, if we think about music. So you've got the Bonus Arena in Hull there. We would have had the Visit Britain annual awards at there as well, and the Deep as well, a venue now where you can get married and have conferences, etc., as well as educate yourself on marine life. But if we think about sport, we've got Hull City that were once upon a Premier League team that are looking like they're going back to the Championship. 2 rugby league teams. We've got the Rugby League World Cup coming later this year. And whether it's sport, whether it's music, whether it's food and drink, our job should be to attract people to come earlier, to come longer, and to stay more often. And as you mentioned, instead of going west or north or south, go east, make Hull and East Yorkshire a destination.
That's what one of our aims will be, to do that. We are a region of 2 quite distinct halves. One is clearly very rural and open and agricultural, with leisure and tourism being big parts of the economy. The other part of the economy is obviously the more industrial activities around Hull. But those activities are very important to the national economy. And if we can attract people to come and work in the region with highly skilled jobs, the University of Hull is a first-class university, and their Vice Chancellor is going to be on our board, which we have announced today, then that also brings benefit to the region, as well as bringing people from outside. If we can bring more people into the region to work, and we can bring more companies to invest in the region, then all of that has a knock-on effect for the benefit of the region and the people that live in it. We have announced a new board today, with almost completely new membership from the previous Humber LEP board. It's very diverse. It includes people from the rural sector, from education, from health. So I'm very confident and very keen that we work with all parts of the economy, including obviously leisure and tourism and hospitality, to make sure that we can thrive. The LEPs will play an important part working with the local authorities, and I've done it before, as you know, in Sheffield City region. So I'm hoping that we can make the similar success that we had in Sheffield in Hull and East Riding. You're on mute.
I was muted, yeah. Thank you for your time, James.